Have you ever wished for a dramatic life transformation? We all dream of making huge leaps towards success. But what if the secret lies in tiny, almost unnoticeable changes? This is the power of atomic habits. Just as atoms build everything around us, atomic habits are the building blocks of remarkable change. Imagine improving just 1% each day. It doesn't sound like much, does it? But over a year, this tiny improvement compounds into a gain of over 37%. Conversely, small negative habits compound just as powerfully in the wrong direction. Atomic habits are about making small, manageable changes to your daily routine. These changes are so small that they seem insignificant at first. Yet their power lies in consistency. Over time, these tiny improvements accumulate, leading to remarkable transformations in all areas of life. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Atomic Habits teaches us that lasting change doesn't require superhuman willpower or drastic measures. Start small, stay consistent, and watch as your tiny changes create extraordinary results. Imagine your life as a house. Each habit, good or bad, is like a brick. Positive habits build a sturdy, beautiful home. Negative habits weaken the foundation, leading to cracks and instability. Atomic Habits provides the blueprint for constructing your best self, brick by brick. The key is to focus on building systems, not just setting goals. Goals are about the results you want to achieve. Systems are about the processes that lead to those results. For example, if your goal is to lose weight, your system might involve meal prepping healthy lunches, exercising 3 times a week, and getting enough sleep. Building good habits takes time and effort, but it's a worthwhile investment. The more good habits you build, the stronger your foundation becomes. And the stronger your foundation, the more resilient you'll be in the face of challenges. Start by identifying one small habit you want to build. Then break it down into smaller steps that are easy to do. Focus on consistency, not perfection. And don't be afraid to experiment to find what works best for you. To effectively change our habits, we must first understand how they work. This understanding is crucial because habits are deeply ingrained in our daily lives and influence our actions more than we realize. Every habit, from brushing our teeth to checking our phones, follows a neurological loop, the habit loop. This loop is a powerful force that shapes our behavior and routines. This loop consists of 4 stages: cue, craving, response, and reward. Each stage plays a critical role in the formation and reinforcement of our habits. The cue triggers your brain to initiate a behavior. It can be anything that your brain associates with a potential reward. It signals that a reward might be available. This anticipation is what drives us to act. A craving is the motivational force behind every habit. It's the desire that compels us to perform the behavior. It's the desire for the reward that follows. Without craving, there is no motivation to act. The response is the actual habit you perform, which can be a thought or an action. This is the behavior that you engage in to satisfy the craving. Finally, the reward is the end goal of every habit. It provides the satisfaction and pleasure that reinforces the habit loop. It satisfies your craving and teaches your brain to repeat the loop in the future. This reinforcement is what makes habits so persistent. For example, let's say your habit is checking your phone first thing in the morning. This is a common habit for many people. The cue might be the sound of your alarm. This sound signals the start of your day and triggers the habit loop. The craving might be the desire to feel connected or to alleviate boredom. This craving drives you to reach for your phone. The response is checking your phone. This is the action you take to satisfy your craving. And the reward might be the feeling of being in the know or the distraction from your thoughts. This reward reinforces the habit loop. By understanding the habit loop, we can start to identify the cues, cravings, responses, and rewards that drive our own habits. This knowledge empowers us to take control of our behaviors. This awareness is the first step towards making lasting change. With this understanding, we can begin to reshape our habits and create a more intentional and fulfilling life. The first law of behavior change is to make it obvious. If you want to build a new habit, make it easy to start. The more visible a cue is, the more likely you are to notice it and take action. One powerful way to make a cue obvious is to use implementation intentions. This involves deciding on the time and place you will perform your habit. For example, instead of saying I will exercise more, you would say I will go for a 30-minute run every morning at 7 a.m. in my neighborhood. Another effective strategy is to design your environment to support your desired habits. For example, if you want to eat healthier, keep healthy snacks visible and unhealthy snacks out of sight. If you're trying to read more, place a book on your bedside table. By making your cues obvious, you're essentially priming your environment and your mind to make the desired behavior automatic. The second law of behavior change is to make it attractive. We are more likely to repeat behaviors that we find enjoyable and rewarding. One way to make a habit more attractive is to pair it with something you already enjoy. This is known as temptation bundling. For example, if you love watching Netflix but want to exercise more, you could try watching your favorite shows while walking on a treadmill. This way, you're linking a habit you want to build with a habit you already enjoy. Another way to make a habit more attractive is to join a culture where your desired behavior is the norm. For instance, if you want to read more, join a book club. Surrounding yourself with people who share your values and goals can provide a sense of belonging and make it more enjoyable to stick with your habits. The third law of behavior change is to make it easy. We are more likely to repeat behaviors that require less effort. The easier a habit is to perform, the more likely it is to become automatic. One way to make a habit easy is to reduce the friction associated with it. For example, if you want to start exercising in the morning, lay out your workout clothes the night before. This simple act removes one barrier to action and makes it more likely you'll follow through. Conversely, increase the friction associated with bad habits. Another way to make a habit easy is to start small. Instead of trying to meditate for 30 minutes, start with just 5 minutes. The key is to make your new habit so easy that you can't say no to it. Once you've mastered the habit at a smaller scale, you can gradually increase the difficulty. The fourth and final law of behavior change is to make it satisfying. This principle is crucial because it taps into our natural desire for pleasure and enjoyment. We are more likely to repeat behaviors that make us feel good. When an action brings us joy or satisfaction, it creates a positive feedback loop. The more satisfying an experience is, the more likely we are to repeat it. This is why it's essential to find ways to make your habits enjoyable and rewarding. One way to make a habit satisfying is to track your progress and celebrate your wins. Keeping a visual record of your achievements can be incredibly motivating. For example, you could use a habit tracker to mark off each day you complete your habit. This simple act of checking off a box can give you a sense of accomplishment. Seeing your progress visually can be incredibly motivating. It provides a tangible reminder of how far you've come and encourages you to keep going. You could also reward yourself for reaching milestones. These rewards can serve as a powerful incentive to maintain your habits. Rewards don't have to be big or expensive. Even small rewards can be effective. A piece of chocolate, a relaxing break, or a favorite activity can all serve as meaningful rewards. Another way to make a habit satisfying is to focus on the immediate rewards, rather than the long-term benefits. Immediate gratification can be a strong motivator. While the long-term benefits of habits are important, they can often feel too far off to motivate us in the present moment. It's easy to lose sight of distant goals. Instead, try to find ways to make the habit itself enjoyable. Incorporate elements that you find fun or pleasurable into your routine. For example, if you're trying to eat healthier, focus on how delicious your healthy meals are, rather than on the weight you might lose in the future. Enjoy the flavors, textures, and the satisfaction of nourishing your body. Most people try to build better habits by focusing on what they want to achieve. They set specific goals and milestones, hoping that by reaching them, they will transform their lives. This is known as outcome-based habit formation. It emphasizes the end result rather than the process. However, a more effective approach is to focus on who you want to become. This shifts the emphasis from what you want to achieve to the kind of person you aspire to be. This is known as identity-based habit formation. It's about aligning your habits with your desired self-image. Your current behaviors are simply a reflection of your current identity. They mirror the beliefs you hold about yourself. If you want to change your behavior, you need to start by changing your beliefs about yourself. This means adopting a new identity that aligns with your goals. For example, if you want to become a runner, don't just tell yourself you're going to start running. Instead, embrace the identity of a runner. Start seeing yourself as a runner. Visualize the habits and routines of a runner and integrate them into your daily life. Once you have a strong identity, your habits will naturally follow. Your actions will be consistent with the person you believe yourself to be. Every action you take is a vote for the type of person you want to become. Each small step reinforces your new identity. The more you act in alignment with your desired identity, the stronger that identity becomes. Consistency is key. Start by asking yourself, who is the type of person who could achieve my goals? What habits would they have? Once you have a clear picture of your desired identity, start acting like that person today. Emulate their habits and mindset. Even small actions can have a big impact on your identity over time. Each positive action builds momentum and strengthens your new self-image.